Coach, just the last 10 minutes, I mean, what started clicking? What was the difference in putting that
Well, first of
run
all,
together?
I want to say this. I think Jerry Stackhouse has done just a phenomenal job. What he has done and how he's got his guys playing hard and they stay in it and does some really good stuff. Hard things to defend on the defensive end. And we got going with our offense. We were moving. We were bringing more pace to it. That kind of thing. But then the last minute was really ridiculous. I'm really upset about it. The guys knew it. I was upset at halftime with the way we started the game with missed layups and silly turnovers and just things at this time of year you shouldn't be making. And then we have the game, we're up 12-13 and just turn it over 3 straight times in ridiculous manner. And you can't be doing that. This time of year, it's about playing basketball and understanding that every possession matters. And when we move the ball, we bring some pace, we can score. But when you start out the game missing those little layups that we have, I mean, think about it. I think about how many we missed tonight, and I know they're difficult, but I know Saban Lee made them look pretty easy and much smaller. And that's the frustrating thing. And I thought Jalen gave us good minutes other than that last turnover. I thought Tickett did some good things. And I thought JB was really solid. I mean, those 2 free throws are huge free throws, man, because they got the ability to go down and hit a 3. But it's just I'm not real happy with John and Eve. I mean, the play Eve made there at the end of the game is just something you can't do. I mean, dribble the ball out, let somebody come from behind. You know they're coming. He should have picked it up, but when we were moving the ball, we had good offense. We had good flow. At that point when we got the lead, they missed a couple really wide open shots where we were fortunate. But I just not real happy with the way we started the game, and I wasn't very happy with the way we finished the game.
Rick, I know you just touched on Jordan's free throws at the end, but how satisfying was it to see him shoot shots in rhythm with confidence and distribute the ball like he did?
I mean, he's a guy that we're hoping he can. I mean, the one thing that you can't take away from him is he has really worked hard all year defensively, and again, we think he can make shots, and he's had a tough year. Obviously, we know that, but we've got some big games left to go, and we hope that this is when he starts knocking some down. But I did think he played with confidence, and I thought he had a good pace about him on the offensive end.
What makes John Fulkerson so good at drawing as many fouls as he does?
Well, I mean, he's quicker than you think, and he's quick. He's got a nice first step, but when he's locked in, yeah, I think he's a tough guy to defend because he needs space sometimes. Sometimes he doesn't, but from the beginning tonight, I mean, he wasn't there. I mean, we knew it. I took him out early, and this time of year, your key guys have got to bring it every night. Every night. It can't be when you're playing well. It can't be when you're behind and you got to make a push. They're the ones that have to set the tone early, and he didn't do it. Eve had a chance for a little 6-7 foot jumper. He tries to throw the ball away, or he throws it away. The older guys have this time of year, man. Believe me, they should be the ones that are totally locked in, leading the way, and our young guys need it. And Santi at the end got tired, but he can't continue to turn it over 6 times. I mean, you can't. And 3 of his were ridiculous turnovers where he just, again, I tell him it's not respecting the game the way you need to respect the game. Did I answer your question?
Rick, with a really difficult closing stretch, what would be the best case scenario in terms of what your players do now for the team to really finish strong?
Great question. One, we should look at it as an opportunity with where we are right now, that you get to play the top half of the league with guys that there are opportunities there, but they're difficult. You're gonna have to play well. We can't make the mistakes we've made the last 2 games. We can't. And until we figure that out, and again, John, I could tell you we've been through a lot with this team. I mean, a lot of different scenarios, but now forget it, because we've proven that we can compete with any team, and now it's about this group of guys, and we're probably as healthy as we've been all year long right now. And Josiah has been back 1 game today. He wasn't very effective, and but now it's go time. It's go time, and There's opportunities there to be had, but you're going to have to make it work or it won't work. And but what I want to see us do, I want to see improvement, and not just physically but mentally. I don't want to see us make the kind of mistakes we made tonight to close that game out, and because you can't. If you do, it's going to go by you. And it kind of what happened against South Carolina, to be quite honest with you. You know, we had those same mistakes where turnovers and you know, we did a better job on the free throw line tonight, but we just can't. I don't even know how many turnovers we had tonight. We had 17 turnovers, but when your point guard has 6, and so 6, and then again, Eve had 3, Folky 4. That's 9. That's what's that? 10. That's 2 games in a row. We've gotten 10 turnovers from a point guard and a post players, and those 2 guys combined with it. You can't do it. You can't, and you just keep digging yourself a hole to where you almost have to be perfect. And nobody thinks you can play this game perfectly. And I am frustrated because I think we're better than and I think we should be better than what other people might think. And we're not going to lower our standard. You know, I had Admiral Schofield and Lamonte both talk to him after tonight because I was upset at halftime. I was upset at the end of the game, and I thought those guys hit him with some good things. And it's important that they understand it and understand that they've got to do it now. And they were in the same situation as Admiral and those guys were when they were sophomores, and they went through it. They found a way to break through. This team's got to find a way to break through.
Rick, right here.
Yeah.
Over the past 2 years, last year I think with Grant and with Admiral as well, and this year with Eves and John, you have kind of developed those guys into being able to shoot like one of those turnaround fades in the post, and they seem like they're pretty much virtually unblockable shots. Just how much work and how much, what were the conversations like to get those guys to really buy into the ability to make those shots and take those shots?
Well, you know, we believe in it, and we believe those guys can do it. That's why we were upset at the start of the second half. We missed a couple of those dinky ones, and Eve missed it, but he turned around and threw it back out. He should have gone up again. And Urosh missed, I think, 1 or 2 right there the same way. And you know what? I'm not going to say they're easy shots, but for those guys, I like to be that tall and see what I could do. Because when you watch a guy like Saban Lee go down there and find a way to put the ball in the basket, it is frustrating to watch in a game like that. But we believe in it. We believe in it. But I think those guys have to understand, again, I go back to doing their work early, getting their base ready, and we weren't. And then, John called for the ball twice and didn't grab it with 2 hands, and we turned it over, and we're going to put the ball in there. I mean, there's no doubt. When we look at this group of guys, and, I don't ever talk about next year and all that, but we realize these guys are going to be the guys we've got to develop over the next couple years. And they have developed. They have learned that and I say this, and I'm not sure I'm right. I don't know yet if they truly understand when you are being game planned for every single night, how hard it is to be a good player every single night. And that's something that both of those guys are learning. Do they have it right now? I don't think totally. And now they do a lot of things that are really good, but at this time of year, this is when those guys have got to be elite for us. And we need, again, I can understand some of the things that Santi and Josiah, the freshman young guys, do, even Olivier and Urosh, but those 2 guys have played enough, been in enough big games that, and we're going to put it in there. And you know what? Everybody knows we are. I mean, there's no secrets this time of year. And as we get it there, we're counting on those guys. They're not going to make them all, but they got to make the easy ones. And we started the game with about as easy a shot as you could get, and we couldn't make it. And I think when you start missing them right there, I think it can mess with your head if you're not mentally tough enough to handle it.
I know you weren't very happy with Santiago and Fulkerson at times, but they did have 26 second-half points. When they got it going, what were they doing well, and then why was Josiah so ineffective tonight?
Well, I thought Santi was searching for shots at the start of the game. And, again, you guys have watched us play, and, I thought we, again, settled for threes. And again, our whole game plan, and we got him in foul trouble. We want to get to the foul line. We got to get there. I think that's a big part of this game. The best coaches I've ever coached against, their teams get fouled. they make more shots than the opponents even attempt. And so we're trying to teach our guys that three is always going to be there for us. All you got to do is look at our shooting percentage. I mean, it's going to always be there. And I do think when we play inside out, we can make those shots. But Santi, I thought early was searching for shots. And I could probably say to you, since he's been here, maybe the fatigue factor setting in a little bit, but he's learned how to handle the ball. And he definitely, at the end of the game, I probably should have taken him out because his turnovers were just, he looked like he was fatigued. But I still think he should be tough enough to handle those situations. And then he can really shoot the ball. He really can. He's a terrific three-point shooter. And because of his three-point shot, it actually makes him quicker, and he's crafty. He can get you up in the air, get in the lane. He has great vision. Who was the other guy? Josiah. I think, again, when you miss 2 weeks, it's not an overnight fix where he's going to come back. I thought he did some good things against South Carolina. But tonight he never had a chance because he wasn't doing his work early on the defensive end. And now he had a foul where Saban Lee was in the post and Santi, where Santi didn't do his job to get around. And we talk about fix-it plays, and Josiah went over to try to fix it and fouled there. But on drives, he's got to learn to use his length. He can't get beside people. He's got to get in front of them. Didn't you ask about somebody else? Well, again, he more effort. There was no doubt he was playing with more effort. He was working harder to try to get the ball, and but he put more effort in it. And I think, again, Admiral said it. We when we're playing well, guys seem to be doing that. The best players are going to do it when things aren't going your way. They're going to keep fighting at the same time. That's where he's got to be more consistent. He's got to, again, the first play, again, I can't explain it. I can't. I think they got tangled up down there. And, that is a point-blank layup for a 6'9" guy. I think he should be dunking it myself. And but there's no doubt when he got going, he put more effort into it. You could see that happening. And I thought the second half, when Rob went back to when we got going, we brought the pace quicker. The first half, we were not pushing pace. We were not getting into our offense quick. And we started playing with more pace, and that helped us.
You had mentioned Admiral Lamont had talked to the team after. What specifically did they kind of say, and could you sense some of the younger players maybe didn't play with them, how they kind of responded to what was said?
Well, I think the biggest thing, they said a couple of really good things where they were saying, hey, we were right where you guys are when we were sophomores, the exact same place, except we had Robert Hubbs, who had really been our security blanket that year, and we were right where we were, and then he got hurt, and his last 5-6 games he couldn't play. He gave us everything he had. Well, we haven't had a security blanket since Lamonte went out. Was our defensive guy. He was the guy that in competitive situations, like you knew you had a guy that was going to make something happen and had been through it, and they talked about it. Okay, we were there, and then we had to figure out how to break through, and that's where this team is right now. And how do you break through? You don't break through by playing well when things are going well. You break through by playing every possession like every possession matters. And, again, you don't have to be perfect. You don't. But you cannot be sloppy and walk around like, it's not that big a deal. You can't turn the ball over the way we turn it over. You can't do that. You can't give 10, like we had 10 turnovers against South Carolina, and that's to take nothing away from them. That had nothing to do with anything other than us being careless with the ball. And then tonight, at the end, we thought the game was over, like a bunch of immature guys, and got sloppy, and the next thing you know, you're in a battle.
Was tonight a step back as a whole?
No, again, you can't say that. I hope it's a great learning opportunity for us. But I think we've been through a lot of learning opportunities, and I think we're going to still have a lot more. Until we do what we said, until we break through and understand truly how hard it is to play at this level, night in and night out. I don't care who you're playing, and this league has proven that on any night anybody can beat anybody. But the fact of the matter is, we won a game against. I could sit here and rave about Jerry Stackhouse and what he's done and how hard his guys continue to play. And I think our guys play hard. Don't get me wrong. I do. I think they play hard. What they haven't comprehended yet is that the mental is to the physical, like Coach Knight always said, like 4 is to 1. That's the part that they haven't got yet, and that's the part that we've got to get, especially on the offensive end. Before I leave, Steve, I want to thank you, man. And Rob said he's going to, what did you say you're going to give him? Didn't you say you're going to take a collection? You had about $2,000 you were going to come up with? Rob said he's going to pay for you to move. You know? But really, I appreciate it. And again, good luck to you, okay? Thank you. Okay.